Hello, Tom and Richard from Keane.
Hello.
How are you? Slightly hot, I'd imagine.
Yes, a bit hot.
It is a bit warm in here.
Yeah,
We'll race through this. First of all, thanks a lot for taking part in the Something sessions.
Thanks for having us.
No problem at all. You did 2 covers. Tell us about the Springsteen one first. What was the thinking behind choosing that one?
Good question. There is never any thinking behind anything that we do.
Okay.
No.
We used to do it as a little segue in the live set, and then one of the people from our American label was desperate to hear it, so he'd been begging us to do it. So we did it a while back in the States, and then we thought, well, we haven't done it in Europe or the UK or whatever, so we thought it'd be a good one to record for posterity.
Have you met Mr. Springsteen?
Yes.
I have.
Okay. Yes.
When and where was
the
that?
pants off him.
Oh, right.
At a post. This is going to sound very glamorous. At a post Grammys party.
Right.
It was a silly party.
It was kind of silly.
I mean, Bruce Springsteen was probably like one of the less famous people that was there. It was one of those kind of weird events.
Who else was there?
Tom Hanks.
How glad must we be talking? Yeah.
I queued for you. Was it me or you queued for a wee with Hanks?
Me. Tom Hanks. Dr. Dre.
Richard was barging Dr. Dre out of the way
with
for
a
his
pool
cue.
cue. Yeah, get out of the way.
Do you still get starstruck at those occasions?
We don't get invited to them anymore.
Right.
They don't let us in, not after what happened that night.
Let's move on to the second cover you did then, by the Blue Nile. Again, what was the thinking there? And
well, the Blue Nile are pretty much in my top, probably my top 5 bands of all time. I absolutely love their music, and you guys wanted something blue.
we did.
So we kind of racked our brains, and I just typed blue into my iTunes thing, and then Blue Nile came up. So I thought, what a great chance to do a Blue Nile song, because most people have never heard of them. So it's nice to be able to do something of theirs.
And if we talk about Disconnected, obviously that's the next single. It's out on October the 8th. Am I right in saying that?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it did come out in a couple of European countries, like way back in April.
Yeah.
Why does that happen, just from a layman's point of view? What's this?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows why that happened.
No idea.
I think it came out in Germany, didn't it? The German label just said, we really love that one, we'd like to go with that. And because we made a video for it, there's a great video for it, and people should check it out. But we did that with a guy called Jay Berner, who's a Spanish film director, and he made this great kind of short horror film for it. So it was ready to go, and so the German label just said, oh, we prefer that one first for the first single. So
I'm glad you mentioned the video, because it is a great video,
Yes.
and I'm not going to let you get away just with that. He directed a horror film called The Orphanage, didn't he?
Yes.
Is that something? Had you seen that before?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We were big fans of The Orphanage. I think it came out in 2007 and won lots of awards. And yeah, Jay and Sergio Sanchez, who wrote The Orphanage, they both came to us. They'd come see us play, and we'd met them a few times. And it's one of those opportunities where quite frequently people say, oh, we'd love to work with you, but with those guys we genuinely really were desperate to do something with them, and so we just sent them a few songs from the new record, and they came back immediately saying, we want to do this video for Disconnected, and it was their idea, and it has a sort of spooky but sort of slightly comic sort of side to the song that we were really pleased they picked up on. So they did this sort of pastiche of a sort of 70s or 80s Italian horror movie and gave it a name and everything. We've got proper film posters made for it and stuff now. That's it's the best video we've ever made by miles.
Now I understand you're off to Asia next week on a tour.
This week.
This week?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Actually, no, we're on Monday now, aren't we? Yes, okay, this week. And you're going to be playing some countries that you've not played before.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Indonesia and the Philippines and Taiwan, I think, that we haven't played before.
Okay. Because do audiences, in your experience, do they differ significantly from place to place?
They can do.
In Asia, the more sort of expat type crowds, do you know what I mean? There's like Hong Kong and Singapore and those kind of places tend to be a little bit more of a known quantity, whereas the other ones,
Yeah, we don't know.
Insane.
And also, you don't know what songs have been used, like maybe on a TV show or on, like, I don't know, the theme tune for a soap opera or something, like things that can completely catch you out.
Is it something that you sort of have to do as part of the job, or is it something you actively enjoy doing?
It's a difficult question, because touring, going out and playing the songs to people is one of the most enjoyable things you can do, because you see the connection you have with people.
It would seem churlish to complain too much, wouldn't it? But
Yes.
Yeah, the jet lag can be hard. I think it's hardest on Tom actually because he's got to stand up there and produce lots of energy, even if we're, even if it's sort of 4 a.m. in our heads, and that's a hard thing I think to do, and remember what country you're in and what the words are.
I mean, there's more emphasis on touring these days because bands aren't selling as many records anymore. No one is.
Yeah, no, sure.
So you have to kind of get out there and play live, but. It's part of the job. It's fine.
I know it seems a bit early because we're only in September, but do you know where you're going to be for Christmas?
Oh God, that's the first Christmas question of the year.
Great.
It's just beginning to happen because I had 3 different sets of people ask me about Christmas.
Did they?
Over the weekend, yeah.
Your family, your in-laws, and
yeah, basically. My wife. If you wanted to know where I was.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We'll be at home, I think.
Yeah.
Well, in this country, which would be nice. But I'm just going to have Christmas at home. I love it. I love Christmas.
Yeah,
I get totally swept up in all the stupid traditions and
makes you feel connected as opposed to disconnected. So there you are.
There we go. There's a sound bite and a half.
There's a lame pun to end it on, isn't it? Well, Tom and Richard, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.